And we are live in SML Super Bowl 33. I got the meats here, joined by Paulie and QB. What's going on, guys? Are you excited for this game? Let's get lit. Let's get fire.
Absolutely good to be here.
Yes, sir. So we got a rematch of
Super
Super Bowl 31. You guys may remember that, the Memorial Day Miracle. About 3-4 months afterwards, we are back for a rematch in Super Bowl 33, and we are looking forward to it. It may be one of the most hyped Super Bowls in SML history.
Yeah, it's going to be curious to see if Prime is able to essentially dominate like he did at the beginning of the last game, and then hopefully transition it into the end of the game this time,
Yeah,
where
absolutely.
he kind of fell flat on his face with
that's
the
a
Memorial
game
Day
that
Miracle.
many people said, Sunday shouldn't have won. He won off, some people would consider it luck, a 97-yard tip pass. But, that's the way it goes sometimes. I heard Coach Paulie caught up with Sunday pregame. Let's hear what he had to say.
Yeah, so I caught up to him heading into the locker room before his pregame speech, and he seemed very tense on the field. I just got two quick questions for him. He wasn't in the mood for many questioning, as most coaches aren't before a big game. But the first question I asked him was last Super Bowl versus Prime. He seemed to come in unprepared and a bit off to start. He seems like he did not expect a strong run game and hitting you with the posts over the top, and then the cover two scheme that Prime runs. Is your team going to be more prepared this game to face the monster that he's about to face on the field? And he replied, by this point in the cycle, everybody knows what Prime wants to do. So it comes down to stopping it and limiting mistakes, and I'm confident that we can do so. And then I asked him one last question. Again, he wanted to run off, and I had to really get this in. But second question I asked was, a lot of talk around the league is that your Super Bowl last second win was lucky, and that Prime deserved to win that Super Bowl. And you are a major underdog coming into this game, according to the guys in the league. Do you have a chip on your shoulder coming in? And with so much disrespect, people telling you got lucky. And he said, no, I don't think so. I treat every game the same, whether it's regular season or the Super Bowl. As for those that think last Super Bowl was luck, I still have two more championships than they'll ever have. So that was Coach going into the locker room. He seemed a little tense, like I say, but I expect him to have his guys ready to go. Back up to you guys.
I think he's ready for this one. QB, you got anything to add to that?
I mean, that's one where the guys that are going to go in and do well every single game don't really worry about what game it is. But that being said, this is a deal where it's a big game. Sunday absolutely feels like he has to kind of redeem himself from what I'm sure he would call a poor showing last time. So he's definitely going to have a little bit of butterflies, as I know Prime will as well. And I know for sure Prime is very accustomed to having those butterflies. He knows how to deal with it. He knows how to move past it. So it'll be interesting to see if Sunday can get through it this time. Because I don't think, basically off of what Paulie said, I don't think Sunday took that game as seriously the first time around. I know he will this time. So curious to see if he's going to be battling butterflies this time around.
My audio and the QB and Paulie's audio. So if anyone knows how to fix that, drop it in chat or in social chat, and we'll try to get that fixed. All right, let's hit up some predictions here. We got Super Bowl 33 predictions. I'll go first. I think Sunday's going to come away with this one, 26-24. I think after last Super Bowl and coming into this season, I mean, he's 14-2, but he should be 16-0. I think there's no way that Prime with an aging quarterback can beat this team. I don't know if I'm in the minority, but we'll find out. QB, what's your prediction?
I have the Colts winning 21-20 on a 2-point conversion to go ahead and take the win. I think that although Andrew Luck is aging, he does have roaming deadeye. He's going to have to get outside of the pocket against this dangerous Redskins pass rush. So he's actually going to be in his element if that's the case. You have Sunday missing Sweat, who's been his user and arguably his best pass threat, which he has been out the majority of the season on offense. But anytime you're losing your best offensive player and your best defensive player, it's going to be tough to be able to adjust and make up for that against a great player like Prime and a great team like this Indianapolis Colts.
I agree completely. All right, over to Paulie and DeTruth. Who you got?
Well, I know it's going to be surprising for a lot in the league, but after I ran it through the truth simulator, I came out with Colts taking it 24-21 as he moves into field goal range, last second field goal. I think the loss of Sweat and McLaurin is too much for him to overcome as in Sunday. So I think 24-21 Colts, last second field goal, and he finally gets number 16.
That's a good prediction, and it seems to be a lot is going that way. We got Rolling with Royce up next. Now, he's not in chat, but he did post his article earlier in the day, and he took the Colts 27-21, and he's got Prime making up for the Memorial Day miracle. I talked with ZZ earlier in the day, admin ZZ, grandfather, peepaw of the league, and he also took the Colts 26-10, a little bit more of a blowout. And our league poll also had the Colts. So I'm lone wolfing it out here with the Redskins 26-24. And everybody else thinks the Colts are going to win.
Well, I mean, you've got a guy up here that they literally just played each other 2 Super Bowls ago. And I think uniformly everyone can say that Prime dominated the vast majority of that game. You can't take away the fact that Sunday was willing to put himself in a position where he's like, okay, if I'm going to win, it's by doing this. And then executing it, because not everybody can do that. But if they're able to replicate what happened last time, especially now that Sweat and Scary Terry are out of the game, I think that gives Prime a pretty good advantage in this time around.
Yeah, definitely. I do. Okay, just a side note, I do think I fixed the audio lag, so we should be good to go and ready for kickoff here in a few minutes. We are just now waiting for the teams to take the field, and we are about to get underway. Yeah, okay, so stream is up. They are not ready to kick off. I think we can go ahead and tell them that unless you guys have any closing statements, that we are ready to go.
Now let's get after it. I want to see a good game.
Let's go. Let's play it. Let's get this thing going.
Thanks for joining us up here in the booth, Coach Paulie. We'll talk to you at halftime.
All right, guys.
All right, and we have sent the word down to the field that we are ready to kick off. Here we go in Super Bowl 33 of the SML. We got the webcam in one of the first Super Bowls ever, but hey, that's what's going on. All right, Colts, Redskins, Super Bowl 33, the final game of Madden 20 in the SML. Let's get excited. Let's go.
All right, so keys to the game for both of these guys. Number 1, for the Redskins, actually, really for both of them, I want to see them keep the ball on the ground. Both of these teams have absolutely lethal pass rushes. If they're able to establish the ground game, they can not only control their own offensive flow, but really control the entire pace of the game. Both of these teams have great defenses to take opportunity if you're pressing or overreaching. So if they can put themselves in a position where they're in control, make the other guy try to chase after them, that's how you win this game.
Yeah, I agree. And we are just about ready to go here.
We've got a desync coming up.
Do we? That might help, actually. All right. Yeah, we are looking here. I've lost the stream in.
Actually, I'm good here. We're about to kick off right now as Badgley kicks. And the newly christened superstar Mason to take it out of the end zone. He gets down to about the 20 and meets a bunch of guys, makes a great spin move, gone down to the 35, attempted strip tackle, able to keep onto the ball. So we've got the Redskins starting at the 35-yard line, 5 seconds into the first quarter.
Well, there you go, Spooky. There is your technical difficulties. We maybe made it 10 minutes into the stream, but we're about good to go here. All right, QB, I'll let you take over the play call for just a second here.
Not a problem. All right, so we've got the Redskins lining up in shotgun trips to the left side with a close guy on the right. Guys there to his right. The defensive line of the Colts are going to pinch in, making some adjustments at the line as he prepares to hand it off. Guys taking it up the middle, gets immediately met at the line of scrimmage, able to fall forward, though, for a gain of 2. Again, I think he knows what he's doing. He's trying to establish that ground game, trying to give him some pass looks, acting like he's calling out routes, different things like that, just to distract away from what he really wants to do.
Yeah, and QB, Sunday is one of the best at that in the league. Up there with Prime, up there with yourself included. All right, we have the stream, and we're about ready to go. And Haskins is going to go down.
So that's what I was talking about earlier. So what Sunday likes to do is he goes inside-outside leverage. So what he wanted there was on that right side, he saw the post in the corner. That's his read. But unfortunately, he went up against his own defense that was able to take away both of those. Didn't have a look, and this defensive line of the Colts is too strong to give you too much time.
All right, catastrophe avoided. We got stream set back up again. Here's Haskins at a shotgun, 3rd and 18 already. Haskins looking back to pass. He's got time to throw. He's looking deep. There's a man there, and it's knocked away.
So that was one where I think actually that was supposed to be a catch there by the Redskins wide receiver, but you saw there it said user SWAT. I think Prime went in for a manual input to adjust and go for the SWAT on 3rd and long instead of going for the interception, which allowed him to reach in, get his hand in, and break that pass up. Very veteran move by the veteran Primetime 0-0-0. Definitely what you want to see is he takes the ball now on the 22-yard line.
Yeah, again, like you said, Prime is one of the best at, not necessarily. A lot of guys go for the ball right away, but Prime is very liberal about hitting that SWAT button. Here's Luck to throw. He's got Campbell wide open in the middle of the field. Colts already up to the 44-yard line of the Redskins after the first play.
So we actually played some Superstar KO last night with Prime, Tiny, and myself, and Tiny told him go deep over the middle at the beginning. So Prime promised us the very first play would be a deep post, and he capitalizes on that promise. Huge play.
How you like that? Textbook start for the Colts already in Redskins territory. Ziegler makes a man miss. He'll pick up about 5 or 6.
That is there out of my playbook that I used against Sunday. Basically, if you have him in a base set, you know he's going to blitz both of those outside linebackers, which means no one has outside short contain or outside short responsibility. That's where you can hit the running back, maybe make a guy miss, get a good chunk of yardage.
Luck looking back to throw on 2nd and 5. Time to go, and he's sacked, and the fumble was recovered by the Redskins, DeForest Buckner.
Yeah, unfortunately.
Or somebody named Buckner.
Yeah, I don't think it was DeForest. But yeah, you saw there that the pocket was completely set, but that pass rush is just too dangerous. Not able to get the ball off. That sack came in, stripped it away, and now the Redskins have the ball at the midfield.
And just like that, the perfect start goes out the window. Here's Geist to the left side. Not much there, maybe 2.
Again, he's just trying to establish that ground game. He's going to chip away, eventually hope that he's able to break one deep, really take control of the pace and the tone of this game. Because right now, even with that strip sack, he's not necessarily too far ahead in trying to establish what he wants to do.
Empty backfield for Haskins on 2nd and 8 out of the shotgun. Dropping back to pass, looking immediately, finds Dante Pettis, but it goes incomplete.
So that's what he wants to run against cover 3. Prime has actually switched it up to running a lot more cover 3 than cover 2 lately. So what you have is you have your vertical on one side, and then the other side you have a vertical read. So you have the curl and the post. You're basically reading the user, and you're saying, okay, wherever the user doesn't go, I'm going to go. The only way that won't work is if the safety takes away the post, in which case you go to the seam on the left side. This case, the safety was able to still make the play. Huge pass breakup.
Here's Haskins looking deep again. This time it's completed for a big first down all the way up to the 28-yard line.
So again, every time he reads that cover 3, he's going to try to hit that seam route. This time it was even more coverage, but the receiver was able to make the play, come down, get a big first down.
Heavy set for Dwayne Haskins under center. Darius Geis in the backfield. Making his adjustments here on 1st and 10. Just nearly 4 minutes gone here in the first quarter of this Super Bowl. Here's Geis with the handoff right side. He's got some space, and he'll get up a decent gain of about 9.
And that's what you want to start seeing, slowly chipping away, able to kind of establish himself on the ground. We got a question in chat from League Crawler. Are we calling them the Washington football team or the Redskins? Personally, I'll call them the Redskins because they haven't officially changed the name yet in the SML, but I can accept either one.
There's a big storyline going forward. This is the last game in SML history for the Washington Redskins, and that Dwayne Haskins pass is picked off by Max Simpkins.
So this was another one of those inside-outside reads. What he was looking at was he's trying to leverage the angle route off of the out. What he didn't expect was that outside underneath leverage from the Colts defender, which you have a superstar there in cover 2. He's going to make that pick every single time. That was an unfortunate forced read there.
Here's Ziegler left side. Not a lot there, but it gets a decent spin in there for a gain of 3. So, yeah, back to what I was saying. This is the last game for the Washington Redskins at the start of Madden 21. They will be the Washington football team. And I think we got to call them the Redskins for this game, but then no more after that.
I agree.
Here's Luck looking around. Plenty of time to throw against this dangerous team. Finds Sanchez, but it's knocked down incomplete by Landon Collins.
Yeah, so again there, I don't think he was really happy with what he was looking at, but just like earlier with Sunday, he saw the vertical one-on-one against cover 3. Unfortunately, safety was able to make a breakup on the play, but you're going to take those one-on-one cases if you're in the Super Bowl.
Andrew Luck out of the shotgun on 3rd and 7. 2 minutes left here in the first quarter. Redskins
so he's showing
blitz.
He's showing a huge blitz, but he's not going for it. Let's see how Prime adjusts.
Dropping back to pass. Again, time to throw. Luck scrambling is going to look. And that looked like pass interference, but no call. That'll bring up 4th down.
Yeah, and honestly, that's kind of unfortunate, but I'm okay with that outcome there. It was perfectly covered, and that was one where Sunday did a great job disguising his defense, making Prime think one thing was coming, but sending another. That's just great, coaching, great gamesmanship there to get out ahead on 3rd and long, and now he's got the ball at the 41-yard line.
Yeah, Sanchez with a decent about 50-yard punt there. So that brings up Dwayne Haskins. He's got 2 to his left, 2 to his right. Darius Geis in the backfield, under center on 1st and 10. Dropping back to pass, looking immediately overthrown just a little bit. That could have been huge.
So there was the cover 2. So instead of hitting that seam straight up, he tried to lead it inside. But because Madden does not like precision passing, it said, nah, you're just going to overthrow it anyway.
All right, here's I form for Haskins, handing it off to Geis up the middle. He's got a decent gain, but that'll bring up 3rd down.
So actually, now that I think about it, this is something that Sunday mentioned earlier. Haskins just got the ability pocket lead, which I know is bugged right now. What Sunday said was that it forces you to overthrow passes where you use that lead precision passing, which may have been what happened there. He may have actually gotten messed up by an ability that his quarterback has.
Yeah, I mean, it is the last game of Madden 20. Say what you want, but, it's been a fun game thus far, and let's just hope we can end it on a high note. Here's Haskins looking back to pass. He'll find McCann on the Texas route for a big 1st down.
Again, that was just more inside-outside, right? He had the curl on the left side. He saw that the curl was taken away by that little hook coverage, so he went just inside of it to the angle, able to get that big play. Now he's on the other 41.
All right, 1st and 10 for Haskins once again. Shotgun, 4 wide. Dropping back to pass, looking, plenty of time to throw. He'll find Waters on the drag for about 5.
Yeah, and so really what you're looking for there with that play call is you have the verticals to beat cover 3 or cover 2, and that drag is there just in case it's man. It was man this time, so he hits the drag, and he's going to take that 5-yard chunk.
Yeah, real quick, shout out to League Crawler. Thanks for tuning in. You guys do great stuff for the community. All right, here's 2nd and 5 for Dwayne Haskins. And that'll take us to the end of the first quarter. No play off there.
Yeah, I think what he was doing was he was trying to give a certain look with a run play called. He was going to see if he got the defensive look he got, and now I think he's adjusted to the stretch instead of the inside zone.
All right, here's Geis to the right side. Nice cut, and I think he got the 1st.
Yep. Oh, you're happy with that every single time. That's a gain of 6 or 7. Definitely going to be happy with that. Gaining the 1st down. Again, able to establish your will with a ground game. Slowly chip away at this Colts defense. What he said earlier, what he wanted to do was make sure that he didn't end up in a position where he was making mistakes. So that's exactly what he wants to do with the ground game.
That was a good run there from Geis dissecting the defense. Here's Haskins to throw. He'll find the curl route, and then he'll pick up another 1st down.
Yeah, so again, that was just ready there to beat either cover 3 or cover 2. Really interesting that curl didn't get beat. The only reason why is because Prime decided to show cover 4, which has the corner backed up a little bit. If that was a traditional Tampa 2, that would have been completely shut down.
Geis now has his X factor lit up in the backfield. Haskins under center on 1st and 10. Geis up the middle. He's got a hold. Geis is going to score. Touchdown, Redskins.
Yeah, you can see there that Prime got caught while making an adjustment and then ran himself completely out of the way. Not sure exactly what happened there, but he gave Sunday the biggest hole he could have asked for, as that trap play goes in for a touchdown. And now he's starting to dominate and set the tone of this game. Prime gets that back the ball. He's had it for like 2 offensive plays, and it's now, a decent amount into the second quarter.
For those of you that may have forgotten, keep in mind we do have a nice halftime show coming up where we're going to unveil, among other things, we're going to unveil the Players Hall of Fame for the class of 2020. That'll be exciting. And we'll unveil the official offseason schedule for the SML for in between Madden 20 and 21. There's Ziegler with a good gain of about 10.
So Prime's going to be ready to establish the ground game for his own. And we've got the MSR network in the house. What's going on, guys? Thank you guys for tuning in for our Super Bowl season 33. We've got a great game underway now as the Colts look to answer the first touchdown of the game.
Yeah, we see you guys on Twitter all the time. Thanks for tuning in. Here's Luck handing off to Ziegler once again. Nothing there. Stopped for a maybe 2-yard gain.
So he got greedy there trying to hit up the zero gap. He really did have a hole as it was designed there further to the right. Not sure if he saw a linebacker lurking over into that way and he tried to cut back against it or not, but he ran into a lot of trash for only a gain of 1.
All right, Andrew Luck. He's going to hand off to Graves right up the middle, and that'll be about 3 or 4. That's good gain, but maybe not what you wanted on 2nd and long.
See, I kind of disagree because you're in a situation where against this pass rush, if they're able to just pin their ears back and get after you, you're in trouble. Now it's 3rd and 4, though, so he's in a situation where he can hit a short pass, deep pass, intermediate pass. Really, the entire passing game is open to him. Plus, if they just completely sell out for the pass, you can even run it. So now he's got his whole playbook opened up.
All right, 2 to the left for Luck, man in motion. Dropping back to pass. Time to throw this time. Looking deep. Nearly caught. Nearly intercepted, but it'll drop incomplete.
So he read the flats coverage there by the corner. I think he actually had that drag potentially opening up, but you saw that he wanted to try to run a page kind of out of Sunday's playbook there on the right side where you had that little inside route from the receiver and a wheel route on the outside from the running back. That cover 2 was able to take it away, though. Basically, everything was blanketed. He said, well, this is a read that I'm going to take. I'm going to look at it, see if I can make my guy make a play. But unfortunately, I think that was the X-Factor wide receiver over on that side who has universal coverage, which basically turns any cornerback into Jalen Ramsey. So
yeah, I think that tip pass was giving Prime flashbacks to the Memorial Day miracle. Here's Haskins out of shotgun on 1st and 10. Geis still with his X-Factor lit up.
He's in the zone.
He'll hand it in to Geis, and he'll get a decent gain of about 12.
Yeah, so basically what I think Sunday saw there is that Prime has been consistently crashing in his defensive line, or at least scrunching them up. He said, all right, fine, I'm going to go a 2 tight end set, even out of shotgun. I had complete outside leverage there on those guys, able to get a huge play just based off of how the defense was set up.
So just like that, 3.5 minutes to go here in the second quarter, and nothing there, and he's stopped in the backfield. That's a big stop by the Colts. That'll bring up 2nd and a long 13.
Perfectly called blitz. He was ready for it. I think Prime there saw that what Sunday was trying to do was just establish that ground game. He sold out for it, able to stop him. Now 2nd and 13, you know he's going to go for a deep pass, so be ready for that and the check down.
And just like you said, Redskins looking deep here on 2nd and 13. Haskins looking back to pass, throwing into triple coverage to Dante Pettis, but it falls incomplete.
Yeah, I have to assume he read cover 3 there because cover 2 is going to act like that every single time. I don't know if he just expected to be able to get it and lay down or what, but yeah, anytime you have those inside leverage as opposed to outside like you do in cover 2 versus cover 3, that's how that's going to work. So probably a misread in that case as he has outside inside leverage here on this read on the right side.
That was for sure a dangerous throw no matter who you are. Haskins dropping it back to pass again, once again. Finds Waters for a big first down.
So this is something I've noticed. For me, that's an interception like 2 seasons ago. For whatever reason, this last season and a half, last 2 seasons, guys are not breaking on the ball when they're underneath. If I'm Prime, I'm frustrated there.
Yeah, and that's you want to think that the DB is able to make a jump on that ball. It was thrown right over his head, but, it is what it is, and we got 1st and 10 for the Redskins.
So he's not really sure what he's reading here. I think he's expecting a man blitz based off of the run that he's checking to. Calls a timeout. Didn't like that defensive front. Always smart. I love it when guys are willing to burn a timeout if they know they're in a bad spot. Don't be afraid of it. Don't be worried about being called out later on. You do what you think is best in the moment. As now he comes in with the exact same look, though. No adjustments were made.
I think far too often, myself included, guys overvalue, especially first half timeouts. You're not always going to need all of them, so it's okay to burn one if you see a look that you don't like. Looking back to pass, finds deep, and it's intercepted by Lamb. Now he makes up for the missed interception a second ago to pick this one off, and he's up to midfield.
Yeah, I mean, as I was talking great on him, he made the right call calling a timeout there, but then calls literally the exact same play, still forces it against the exact same look. I don't know. That was not sure what he was doing there other than just forcing it. There may be butterflies in the situation.
Ziegler up the middle will not go down. Picks up about 6.
He had a big hole if he kept going to the left side. He keeps trying to cut up a little too quick, not really able to really read his holes. Not sure what the problem is for Prime here on this inside zone ground game.
So here we are, 2-minute warning. Ziegler goes left side. Nothing there. Stopped behind the line of scrimmage. I don't know about that spot, but loss of 2 on the play.
See this swarming, very fast Redskins defense, able to make a play. Now he had it at 2nd and 4. Now he's in 3rd and long. You got to be worried about it, especially if he brings pressure on D.
Luck dropping back to pass, looking. Got a man open. That's Campbell up to the right side. And we got about a minute and a half left.
Down throw. I promise you he doesn't drop to the floor with a possession catch there, and he would have had a lot of yardage coming up because he has out route specialist, but still a good play to get the first.
Luck looking to throw again. Fast-paced offense finds Tarrant, and he'll shake a guy off to gain about 7.
Yeah, it's really hard for those of us up in the booth whenever you got, coming down toward the end of the half because we've really got to, speak quickly to get our pace in as he calls a timeout, maybe gives a chance to make a breather. But both of these guys are executing at a high level, even with the time starting to come against them.
All right, heavy to the right side for Andrew Luck under center. 1 minute to go in the first half. Ziegler up the middle. He's got a big hole. Ziegler's going to score. Touchdown, Colts. We got a tie game.
So that was the first time he properly read the hole. I can confirm what my earlier suspicion was. He's giving a large amount of respect to the user linebacker coming in and making a play. So what he did this time was, instead of trying to just read that user, he manipulated him. So he said, okay, I'm going this way to set him up into a block, then was able to cut off of that block and be gone downfield. Great run. Eventually the patience does pay off, but he's going to need to keep running like that if he wants to be able to properly establish the ground game in this game. 58 seconds left, though, in the half as Mason comes out and returns it. This may be a lot of time for this Redskins offense.
Yeah, it's good to see Michael Badgley put it through the uprights once again. He did miss 2 PATs last week in the AFC Championship game.
You don't ever count it in the snow. Like, that's tough for anybody. I don't care if you're a professional kicker or not. In the snow, it's all a crapshoot.
Snow, rain, any of it, it's impossible. I mean, not impossible, but it's very hard to kick in the conditions. All right, Haskins, he's got 55 seconds. We've seen it with much less on the clock than that. What can he do here to end the first half? Dropping back to pass. Plenty of time to throw, and he's going to look deep, and that's knocked incomplete, but he had a guy there.
So I think this may or may not be a different play from what he called earlier. This is the 3rd or 4th time he's called those exact route combinations. The curl, the angle, and the seam. That's literally his entire read. He has multiple plays that do it, but it's all the same thing. Prime's seen it multiple times now, knows how to adjust.
That looks like it's going to be pass interference there, and that's huge because that was a bad choice on a throw when you had a wide open drag onto the bottom, and now they're going to be nearly in field goal range with 2 timeouts left.
Yeah, that's unfortunate. Again, this Colts defense knows what they're looking at, knows what's coming, but you have to execute. You can't just be in the right position and expect it to work out.
Let's not forget Sunday is a 2-time Super Bowl champion, so he's been here before, but he's looking like not the best thrower in the world today. There's a gain of about 9 for the Redskins.
As someone that very commonly has their number one stud receiver taken away from them for literally no reason, I can tell you that you do start to press a little bit more. You don't necessarily think about it as much. You go to your number one, then your number two, and you start to panic because you know the pass rush can get there. It's definitely tough to be in a situation.
Haskins dropping back to pass on 2nd and 1. Looking, he's going to hit the curl route, and Darius Geis is going to bring that in. Now we'll see if we see the hurry up or a quick timeout. There's a hurry up and a spike. 14 seconds left on the clock. Yeah, that was something we didn't mention earlier, but Terry McLaurin, the number one wide receiver, the Memorial Day miracle guy, and Montez Sweat, the 92 speed user linebacker, are both out for this game for the Redskins.
Yeah, so we mentioned that during the pregame, just not after kickoff. You're in a situation, though, at the same time where he's getting absolutely bailed. If I were him, I'd run the ball, get the clock down, take the field goal, and be happy, but he's going to attack downfield here.
14 seconds for Haskins. Looking, he'll take the out route by McCann and pick up about 9, but the clock is ticking, and it looks like they're going to take a timeout here with about 3 seconds left.
Yeah, so what he did was he said, okay, if I see something wide open near the end zone, absolutely, I'll take it. I honestly believe he was going check down there all the way, fully expecting to take this field goal and just being happy to be up.
Correct me if I'm wrong, but I think the Colts took that timeout. I don't know why, and the field goal's up and good, but that's an interesting timeout call.
That was very smart there by Prime. So essentially what he did was he said, I don't want to be left with 0 seconds. I would rather have 1 second for the chance at this kickoff or for one play, and that's exactly what he's going to get.
All right, here's Pounds taking out of the end zone. And nothing there, and we are going to hit halftime. Now, reminder, after the third quarter kickoff, we are going to pause. We are going to have a nice, big planned halftime show coming up after this third quarter kickoff. We got probably Prime hopping up here in the booth for an interview with Coach Bawley.
So thank you very much, EA, for not allowing us to pause before the kickoff, but it is what it is as we get the fair catch to set us up.
All right, now, yeah, there's the pause, and now we are just waiting for Prime and Coach Pauly to join us back up here in the booth.
Yes, sir, we're here. We're waiting on Coach Prime here at halftime.
What's going on, Coach Paul? What'd you see in that first half?
Wow, very conservative to a certain extent. A lot more establishing the run game than the first Super Bowl these two played that I remember, especially Sunday and Geis. He's really establishing that. He's really looking down the middle, like QB said, inside out, outside in reads. And Prime, he finds himself in a different situation this time than last Super Bowl. Let's see how he reacts.
For sure.
Yeah, Go ahead, Meats.
Yeah, I was just going to say I agree with you completely. It's looking like Sunday's been pretty aggressive so far, but that's about what you expect from him. And Prime has been extremely measured this far.
So we do have Prime with us in the booth. Paul, if you want to take away the interview.
Hey, Prime, thanks for joining us. I know you have to get to the locker room. 2 quick questions for you. Is there anything that Sunday ran on you that you didn't expect coming so far this game?
No, it's been pretty much what I've expected. As you can probably tell, a pretty low-scoring game. So everything's going about as expected for him offensively.
Last question here before you go. Is there anything in the second half? What do you need to go into the locker room to tell your team? What do you need to change in order to take your 16th championship?
Yeah, we've kind of it's been a close game. We had a fumble. I should have ran it earlier in the game. Had a PI there, an unfortunate PI when he was driving down. So yeah, we just stay composed, stay measured. It's a 3-point game. It's not where I haven't been before. Let's get a freaking championship. That's all that matters.
All right, Coach Prime. Hey, I appreciate you taking the time. Go in the locker room and go talk to you guys. Right. Thanks for joining us. Back up to the booth, guys.
Pauly, Prime, thanks for joining in. Now let's hit up our official SML off-season schedule for in between Madden 20 and Madden 21. Today is August 9th. It's a Sunday. 1 week from yesterday, we will reveal the official team selection order in a live stream on August 15th. Then, a week from that, Saturday, August 22nd, we will. I'm going to announce it in a few minutes, but we have a special ceremony planned. Madden 21 is released August 28th, which I believe is a Tuesday or a Thursday. August 8th is a Tuesday. And then
August 28th is definitely a Friday.
August 28th, I just looked it up. No,
I'm
oh
looking
yeah,
at-
you're right.
You
You're right.
also said the 22nd is a Saturday.
I said I was looking at September 8th for some reason. Anyways, all right. Madden 21 is released August 28th. We expect most people will have the game as it drops or around there. Then, leading up to the team draft, we will have a Madden 21 tournament. Now, this is going to be a little bit different than it was last season. Last season, owners had the team draft beforehand, and they played with their team. We'll release more details going forward as we get closer to it, probably around the start of September. But it's looking like you're going to be able to pick whatever team. Maybe you want to try a team out before the team draft. But whatever team you pick, you'll likely have to stick with for the entirety of the tournament. And more details about that will be released leading up to the tournament. Then, officially, now this is what you guys have been waiting for. Officially, the team draft will be a live stream, much like we had last season. It will be Saturday, September 5th. Now, time has not been announced for that yet, and again, we will update you as we go forward. But the team draft is officially set for Saturday, September 5th. That gives you everybody about a week to play with their teams, try other teams out, see what they want to do before they officially select their teams for the cycle. So that was your off-season schedule for SML heading into Madden 21. Now we have a special ceremony. We're going to announce the SML Players Hall of Fame. Myself, QB, and rolling with Royce. We were the committee this season. We like to switch it up every year. And yeah, so we had 19 selected finalists, and we whittled it down to just 8. So, QB, I don't know if I showed you the order that we're going to go in, but previously announced was Andrew Luck playing in this game, the only active SML player to ever be inducted into the SML Hall of Fame. Going forward, and as you guys, as a reminder, only players eligible for the Sim Madden League Hall of Fame are created players by the CPU or NFL retirees. I can say, and I won't tell you which until we get there, I can say we have a second NFL retiree inducted into the SML Hall of Fame this year. That will be Andrew Luck and one other person who we'll get to in a minute. So the first person that we unveiled, QB, I have sent you the graphics, so anyone that you want to talk about, you can jump in. Maybe we'll alternate. First person
We'll go ahead and have you start off, and then I'll take over after, or I'll do the next one.
Sounds good. Sounds good. All right, here is the first player inducted into the Sim Madden League Players Hall of Fame for the class of 2020. No surprise, Freddie Golden. Almost 13,000 rushing yards, almost 150 touchdowns on the ground. MVP, 7-time Pro Bowler. Not much you can say about that. Was hands down one of the best players in the league this cycle.
Yep. So Freddie really made that offense go. He may have not have been the majority of the yardage, but absolutely he's what opened up the rest of the team to be able to do what they wanted. If you didn't have Golden back there, the entire offense would not have been as explosive, and he was probably the single most explosive player in the SML.
Yeah, I agree with you. I'm very glad that he was on my team and not anybody else's. Moving on, and QB, I'll announce it, and then I'll let you take over. Second player inducted into the SML Hall of Fame for the class of 2020. Again, no surprise, is TYAMONEE GREER, the best running back maybe in the league so far this cycle, maybe ever.
So GREER was kind of in a different position. He came into the league a lot later than Golden did, but he was the unquestioned workhorse of this Oakland Raiders offense. Basically, as he went, the offense went. Normally when you say that, though, if he did well, they won. They basically always had poor showings, and he was the only glowing light among the dimness that was the Oakland Raiders. He put the entire team on his back, tried to carry him with those completely oversized shoulder pads, but was not able to do enough. That being said, as an individual athlete and virtual athlete, that is, he was able to really chalk up the yardage and get the stats in.
All right, next up we got the only quarterback to make it, Seth Stocker, 24,000 passing yards, almost 200 touchdowns, 67% completion. If you guys want to see more of this stuff, we will be more than happy to do a podcast about it. But clock is ticking, and we are about to get underway in the second half here, and we still have quite a bit to go. So moving on, after Seth Stocker, Travis Royster, the tight end for the Atlanta Falcons. QB, you want to add on that?
Yeah, so Royster was a stud. He came in early, really took the league by storm, and just continued that momentum as he went through his career.
Luke Kuechly is the only other former NFL retiree to make the SML Hall of Fame. He joins Andrew Luck. This is his NFL stats here listed: 18 interceptions, 12.5 sacks, over 1,000 career tackles, and was a force to be reckoned with in the SML. Moving on, we got sorry to cut you off. We got Kevin Palmer, defensive tackle from the Carolina Panthers. Got 2 Panthers back to back. One of the best sack artists in the league this year. He started slow but ended his career with 3 22.5 sack or more seasons.
Yeah, physical athlete, just took some time to go from raw pass rusher, pure athlete, to just absolute monster on the field.
I agree with you completely. Next up, we got Clinton McLean, wide receiver for the San Francisco 49ers. Almost didn't make the Hall of Fame, but he made the Hall of Fame. I left him to last, Spooky. I wanted to screw with you a little bit. 8,400 receiving yards, 76 touchdowns, 23.5 yards per catch, 6-time Pro Bowler, and he led the league in receptions one year.
Yeah, so as Greer was with the Raiders, McLean was with the 49ers.
So that'll do it for the Hall of Fame announcement. Now we got a special announcement here that won't take more than a minute, I promise you. Going forward, the SML will have an official Owners Hall of Fame. Now, this is the first of its kind in the SML. The Owners Hall of Fame commencement will be Saturday, August 22nd, 2 weeks from yesterday. And, well, no owners have been selected yet. Voting for that, and the selection process will be announced going forward. We have not all the details tied down yet, but if you are selected to the Owners Hall of Fame, you're going to get a pretty nice memorabilia keepsake from the SML. So that, I think, about does it here for us in the Super Bowl halftime show. I think we're about ready to get underway here in the second half. We are just now waiting for, I believe, Andrew Luck to take the field.
Yeah, definitely excited to see if they're able to kind of transition what they did in the first half to the second. You want to see how much the Colts defense, seeming to be ready for whatever the Washington offense throws at them, comes into play, although we do have the Colts starting off on offense, like you said.
Yeah, so just a quick refresher. The Colts received the second half kickoff. Thanks again, EA, for not letting us pause before that, but it is what it is. And here's Andrew Luck under center. 1st and 10 from the 25-yard line to kick off the third quarter of the SML Super Bowl 33, the final game of Madden 21. Madden 20. I'm getting ahead of myself.
Yeah, so there you saw he actually tried to hit the hole instead of reading the user linebacker, and unfortunately paid for it. What he needed to do was start more outside, get the linebacker to potentially over pursue, and then try to cut it back. It's always tough, though, whenever you're in that zero gap.
Yeah, definitely. Here's Luck back to pass 2nd and 8. Looking for the out route. He'll find his receiver. And that was Campbell on the catch.
Look, I'm going to be honest. If you throw the out route quick enough, it's literally always going to be there. Anytime you see that one-on-one coverage, it doesn't matter, especially when you have a guy with abilities that can, basically take over and change the game. That's one where you don't want to take it all the time, but when you need it, go for it.
Yeah, I agree. It's one of one of the best routes in the game. Here's Luck, and he's going to go down and fumble the ball, but recovered by an offensive lineman.
Yeah, much more fortunate this time to be able to pick up that ball. 2nd and 17 you can live with. You cannot live with the Redskins offense taking over at the 29-yard line.
Uchenna Nwosu picking up his 2nd sack of the game. Nwosu was one of the best sack artists in the league this season and this cycle. I think he finished top 5 this cycle.
And that was another stud pass rusher that needed to develop at first as well. So
here's Campbell right side, and he makes a man miss, and he's got some burners. Paris Campbell is going to score. 1 man to beat. Touchdown, Colts.
And so that's exactly what I was saying earlier. What he needs to do is take advantage of these blitzing players. You know, on the outside short zone, there's not going to be someone just sitting there ready to go. If you're able to hit that right away with a guy that can run after the catch, you can always have an opportunity to break one. He does there, takes back control of this game, 14-10 Colts.
Here's Badgley to kick it away. Colts now have a 4-point lead in the Super Bowl. I believe that's what, their first lead of the game?
That is correct, after that strip sack early on.
Mason with the return, and he's got a decent return up to the 31-yard line.
Man, I understand what Prime was trying to do there. He was trying to just contain the returner. That's his number one offensive player. You light his ass up. You punish him for putting him on return, get him out of this game, but he decides to play it safe and able to give up a big return because of it.
All right, Geis in the backfield, X-Factor lit up again. I believe his X-Factor is like running back max security. It's not called that, but I don't know what it is. It just means he can't fumble. Geis to the left side just to pick up about 4.
Yeah, when he's in the zone, it's called protective custody, and essentially he cannot fumble as the result of a tackle.
That's maybe not the most exciting in the world, but it's definitely good to have.
Oh, absolutely. I'd love it. I have actual max security for my running back, which is worth nothing.
Haskins sends a man in motion, and it's going to be a jet sweep or quick pass or whatever you want to call it. Moral of the story, 2-yard gain.
Yeah, I'm really kind of upset that he didn't cut up very quickly there. He had the Red Sea parted. The user linebacker was already over pursuing. I think he would have at least got a first down if he cut up and hit that hole. Instead, he tries to bend it around and, show some fancy footwork, but he ran into too much trash. Got tackled, but now he's at 3rd and 4th, which is definitely manageable.
Yeah, as you mentioned, 3rd and 4 for the Redskins, 5 wide for Haskins. He's dropping back. Man breaks up the middle, throws into quintuple coverage, and it knocked incomplete.
Yeah, so again, what he's doing there is he's saying, okay, if I see cover 3, I'm going to give my guy a shot. I understand what he's trying to do, but at the same time, you're not up against 67, zone coverage guys like some people put out in the field. Prime's team is a Tampa 2 team. They're going to be able to play coverage at all levels. You cannot sit there and just expect your guy to dominate, especially when there's multiple men in coverage like there has been today.
Not the punt you're looking for, about 35 yards on that punt. So Colts start with decent field position. Here's Ziegler right side. Nothing there, and he'll go down for a 1-yard loss.
Yeah, this Redskins defense has been pretty stout. They're definitely being aggressive, which honestly I think Prime is still happy with, because what you're doing is you're getting him to continue to play up more and more and more and more, and then Prime can hit you over the top for with something deep like he always does.
Ziegler inside zone, and he's going to get a decent animation, and that'll pick up about 8.
That time was the one time where he shouldn't have cut up. He keeps cutting up too soon. If he would have bent it around on the outside even more, I think he had the blocking on the wide receiver on the outside. Could have been a bigger play, but definitely a first down.
All right, 3rd and 2. Big play coming up for the Colts. Looking to throw, and he'll find Tarrant there across the middle of the field.
That was a good job there by Sunday. He had his seam route that he normally... that's why. It was Prime. I was going to say that looked like a Sunday play. So basically what that did was that's called vertical read. He had the seam, if it was cover 3, which it was. He saw that the linebackers crashed in for the drag and was able to take the in route for a first down.
Luck looking back to throw after a play action. And he'll find the comebacker, Tarrant. He'll get over that first down yard line. That was an interesting play. I didn't think he was going to get that first down.
Very rare that a comeback comes back that much, especially against cover 2. Dangerous throw, but old man Luck was able to get away with it. That is a Hall of Famer, by the way.
Yeah, he did fit it in that window pretty tightly. Here's Ziegler up the middle. He's got some big space, and he'll pick up another first down.
Yep, that was a great job. Essentially what he did there was just like before, you have to force the user to commit. He came up, drew that user linebacker into the hole, then escaped and went outside. What so many guys do is they see the guy sitting there waiting in the hole and immediately break out, which allows the defender there to still make the play. Excellent running, good patience, first down.
Here's Ziegler left side, makes a man miss, picks up about 5.
And so you can really feel that he's starting to take over right now. He's just absolutely draining this Redskins defense, completely commanding respect and control of the game with this ground game. I would expect him here to give the fullback dive up the middle just to keep pounding it, get third and short, able to really exert his will on this Washington team.
Ziegler and Luck both lit up, but he hands it off to Graves. Nothing there.
Yeah, unfortunately, that's Prime's most telegraphed play that he runs. Against guys that he knows are ready for it, he'll actually run the opposite way sometimes. I've only seen him do that a couple of times, but that's tough because 3rd and 5 isn't exactly where you want to be.
Inside zone is definitely one of Prime's go-tos. Now here's Luck. With the handoff to Ziegler on 3rd and 5, picks up about 3, and that's going to bring up a 4th down.
Here, 4th and 3 within the 15, you can do that, right?
4th and 3 anytime over the
goal. Okay.
Yeah, 4th and 3 anytime you're over the 45-yard line, you can go for it. But here's Badgley back to attempt the kick. It is up, and it is good. Colts take a 7-point lead.
So he said, I'm going up 7. I don't care. I'm really, really interested because normally if you run there, you're expecting to have 2 plays to get that first down. And knowing Prime, he almost always goes for it when he can. I think he expected to get maybe to the 1, and then he would have ran it, or maybe inches. But because it was so far away, he decided to kick the field goal, take the 7-point cushion.
Yeah, in the NBA, you have the disrespectful 3. In the NFL, you have the respectful 3. And that's what that was. I think it was Prime electing to take a 7-point lead, and that shows tremendous respect for his opponent. Here's Haskins under center. Geis is going to get the handoff up the middle. Nothing there, maybe 1.
He had the blocking on the left side. It looks like he did run it up the hole he was supposed to, but just never materialized. There's that gain of 2. It seems like he has that 2-yard gain just about every play, but you really wish it were 4 instead.
Haskins with McCann to his left, 2 wide receivers to his right, 1 to his left. 2nd and 8 coming up. Man on his left is being pressed. That's Dante Pettis. That might be dangerous. Here's Haskins looking to pass. He's got time to throw. He's going to let it go. Dangerous throw, but it's brought in up to the 50-yard line.
So luckily, EA hasn't interfered in this game too much, but when it has absolutely been on Sunday's behalf. That should not have happened, and generally the user gets the benefit of the doubt there, but unfortunately for Prime, it did not in this instance, and despite having perfect coverage all the way around, that's a big play for the Redskins.
I thought for sure that was an interception as he threw it in the double coverage, but he caught it. So here's Haskins to throw. He'll take the drag to Mason. Gained of about 6.
Yeah, so again, at this point, the Redskins are running their same combinations of routes. I told you earlier, he's got the angle route, the seam, and it's a comeback instead of a curl here. He's running the same concept literally the entire game. Prime is on top of it. He knows how to stop it. So basically, you're just waiting until there's a big play or an interception like almost happened a second ago.
All right, Haskins 4 wide, dropping back to pass again. Time to throw, and he'll find McCann. But he doesn't get the first down, so that'll bring up about a 3rd and 2.
Anytime you see the number 1 wide receiver in the slot, you should be ready for the post. I think the post was actually there. He felt the rush coming in. He wanted to take his check down, live to play another day. But, he may be hurting not taking that post route when he had it.
So this Redskins team likes to run a very spread out offense. Now here's a big throw and a big first down for the Redskins on 3rd down.
Yep, that was a very good play call, way to set it up. I'm curious to see if that wasn't hard flats, if the corner would have actually trailed him a little better. He tried, to stay underneath him the whole time because it was flat, so he was behind him because of that. It may not have been any different, but just interesting to see.
4 minutes to go here in the Super Bowl. Haskins sends a man in motion. And he's going to hand it off to Geis, right side, about 4.
Yeah, so you see there that Prime expected the inside zone, so what he did was he had, first off, flat coverage from the corners to be ready for outside contain, but also set your defensive ends on to contain to force him to cut up where you have linebackers ready to clean up the trash. Gain of 3 is all.
These are 2 really solid teams that don't really have any particular weaknesses, so it's interesting to watch how they are dissecting each other, and Haskins is going to go down big sack by Alexander.
He had the check down on the left side. I think he was expecting that shake to go because, again, you got inside-outside leverage, right? He saw the curl, and then he saw that shake route. He was expecting one of them to open up. It did not. The coverage was leaning heavy on the right side and was able to take it all away.
So you would think the Redskins are still in field goal range at the 39-yard line. However, it's 3rd and 14.
Watch for the check down here.
A sack here could put them out of field goal range. QB thinks it's going to be a check down, looking for that. I don't know how that was not intercepted, but it's a first down.
EA gonna EA, man.
He had 2 guys in front of the ball, and it was still caught.
So this is one where that route gets run so often, there has to be something up with that route because every single time he gets completely bailed, it's on that exact type of route.
Geis with the handoff up the middle, nothing there, maybe 1 or 2.
Yeah, it's starting to get frustrating for me, and I'm not even in the damn game. But there was no business that being a complete pass.
Yeah, Prime is mad about that one. Here we got 2 minutes to go in the final game of Madden 20. 7-point game. Colts lead by 7. This is a territory where obviously the Redskins, you want to put it in the end zone, but you don't want to leave Prime too much time. Now, you've taken a ton of time off of this clock. You got to score 7 here. Here's Haskins looking deep end zone, nearly caught but knocked down.
He actually had the seam that time on the right side against the cover 3. He was going to it early. I think he lost, faith in it. Number 87 seems to be the guy he keeps going on these jump balls, whether it's a seam route or not. I didn't really check and see what the ratings are or what any of the stats are, but that's definitely a forced pass, especially when he had his signature seam wide open against cover 3.
3rd and 9, 19 yards from the end zone. Haskins looking back to pass, throwing for the end zone again, nearly picked off again, but it's incomplete.
This time he went to the seam, but he didn't wait for the safety to commit. He had 2 seams on either side, but the safety was still kind of playing in the middleman. You can see he's in the middle of the field here, immediately went that way. That was just, the wrong read in this case. So now Sunday feels like he needs to go for it. 4th and 9, signature play here. Lots of inside-outside reads.
3 timeouts left. If he doesn't get this, the game is not over. But this is a huge play right here. 7-point game. 150 on the clock. Haskins looking to throw. Picked off. There's Simpson again. And Simpson's got some space.
He just forces it to him every single play. As actually, I'm sorry for taking that away. I didn't think he had a shot to return that. And he did. That's Simpkins, the superstar cornerback. I think 97 speed or something like that. Great athlete. Sorry to take that away from you there, Meats. But literally this entire second half, Sunday has been doing nothing but forcing the ball over and over again as now we get a block that he's going to return as Nwosu has more than enough athleticism just to make this game even more laughable and keep it down now to an 11-point game. This game is absolutely ridiculous, and yet still, despite EA doing everything that it can, Prime is absolutely taking this game over.
What an unbelievable sequence there. You got a chance to tie it, and it turns into what's going to be a 14-point game, and now it's an 11-point game. So Redskins have 1:30. They have to make up 11 points. We've seen it before. It's not over.
What do you think the odds are right now as we speak? Prime has PTSD. He sees flashbacks. He's kind of sweating right now. What do you think?
Prime is sweating. He's not comfortable. Most people, I think up 11 with 1:30 left, you'd be comfortable. We've seen this before, and this has the makings of something that could turn into that again, but we'll see if Prime can rewrite history here in Tampa Bay for Super Bowl 33.
This is the same double seam route on the right side that he used on the left side.
Here's Haskins dropping back to pass. Time to throw, looking deep. And intercepted! That's gonna do it.
The same 87. He's been forcing it to Antoine Waters over and over and over again. I'm looking him up here on Daddy Leagues. This is just an 8 overall tight end, 89 catch, but his catching in traffic, spectacular catch are not great. Not sure why he feels the need.
Ziegler's gonna score. Ziegler up the middle. Colts are taking over this game, and Colts are gonna win the Super Bowl.
He just put a knife in it, as that is the statement. I think absolutely Prime came in wanting to show that he was going to dominate Sunday, and he has absolutely done that here today.
So what a trip this game has been in the last 30 seconds. You're looking at a 7-point game, maybe about a tie game, and now the Colts are up by 18.
That, I mean, absolutely crazy. I would say I don't have any words, but I've definitely said enough and trampled over what you were trying to say, so maybe I don't need to.
No, this game's been crazy. Like you said earlier in the first half, I mean, it's so hard to get your words in, and this game's been back and forth. The last 30 seconds is bang, 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 Niner gang. It's been crazy. So, no, you're good. You're good. All right. Haskins has been brought out of the game for some reason. But he's running the read option and nothing is there.
Yeah, I don't know if that was just Haskins was taken out just for that play, if it was frustration or whatever it is, but that's interesting because it looks like Haskins is staying in, so maybe that was a specific gadget-type play just to try to see what he could get. You know, you never want to hold anything back. This is the big game as Ashley Heller comes back in.
Yeah, I mean, it's going to take 2 touchdowns and at least one onside kick to complete this game. And there's a deep incompletion now, 45 seconds. I don't know if they have enough time to even get that done.
It's Madden 19. Are we still cheesing fake screen wheel at this point in this cycle?
I haven't seen anybody run that all right. Okay, all right. Sunday is frustrated. Here's Haskins to take a knee.
I like how Haskins comes back in for the kneel, but he was out for the last 2 plays.
Yeah, that's it's the Super Bowl and you're gonna roll over. I know you're down. I know you're down by 18, but you're gonna roll over in the Super Bowl. And now,
I'm
you're gonna bring out the wild card.
Normally, I prefer to see guys just run out the clock, not in the Super Bowl though.
Now you're gonna bring out Wildcat after taking a knee. On 4th and 13. What is going on here?
He's mooning right now. He's not playing serious. He's frustrated. He's done. He got dominated. There's nothing he can do but make himself laugh. That's all he's doing.
What a poetic end to Madden 20.
This is exactly how this wonderful game should end.
Mason looking to throw, and it's picked off by Witherspoon. The Colts go down, and the Colts are back on top of the SML. Their 16th title in 33 seasons. Colts had a 4-season drought with no titles. They come back in the Super Bowl for the 3rd time in 5 seasons, and this time they get it done. They get revenge for Memorial Day, and now we get blue and white confetti raining from the skies again. Just like we started Madden 20, we end with a Colts championship. Storybook ending, and honestly, poetic ending there with that Redskins drive. What a game, and what a season, what a cycle.
So this was crazy because at first, the Redskins had an absolute shot, a great shot in this game with literally less than 2 minutes left to go. Now, all of a sudden, you're in a position where it looks like Prime completely blew him out. So you say, oh, well, the Redskins had a chance with 2 minutes to go. They could have easily tied it up with less than 2 minutes, so obviously it was a close game. I think actually the score as it is more indicative of the absolute performance that Prime put on. So this game was crazy.
Yeah, I'd have to agree with that. I don't think Prime played maybe that great in the first half, but I don't think Sunday played any good at all in the first half, and I think Prime should have won by a lot more. And that last 2 minutes made up for that. And I think we are now joined by Super Bowl champion Primetime 000 in the booth. Coach Pauly up here joining us again. What's going on, fellas? Congrats, Prime.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you very much. 16-time champion, baby. How does it sound?
I don't like it, but, you know.
Yeah, is Pauly in here as well?
I'm in here, folk. Hey, congratulations, Prime. That was a great game. You really, it was just seams over and over and over and over and over, and you really locked it down. I think you threw 4 or 5 picks. You dominated, especially in the second half. Congrats.
Yeah, I appreciate it. Yeah, man, we going into the game, we kind of knew what he likes doing. It's the seams, and then it's the slants. Usually if you can lock down the one thing someone likes, the best thing they do, you force them to do something different, and he didn't really have anything different. So we, at the end of the day, this is what the score should have been. Last Super Bowl, we didn't put the kill shot on. This year we did it.
Definitely, Prime. And I want to bring up something, too. This is your 4th Super Bowl title this cycle in 9 seasons. Let's look at past cycles. And you've won maybe about half, maybe a little over half in those past cycles.
Yeah.
What was different this cycle that maybe resulted in a lower number? And how did you overcome that this past season?
Yeah, man, it's tough to win in this league. Obviously, the bigger the league gets, the better competition there is. There's no doubt in that. But hey, look, I mean, I was in the AFC Championship twice. I lost in the Super Bowl also that I feel like I could have won or should have won. So hey, I'm still right there, and I feel like if this is the best the NFC had to offer, I felt pretty good against it.
You said for a long time that Sunday was not as good as everyone thought he was. And you proved me wrong. I mean, everybody predicted you at the start of the matchup except for me. And you proved me wrong. I didn't think anybody was going to beat Sunday. Why did you think Sunday was not that good? And how do you think that you made good on your word?
Yeah, because look, Sunday is a good player. He's a good player. Obviously, I mean, he dominates against a lot of guys in this league. But I think time and time again, the electrifying guys, the guys who have one or two things that they do good, that's not a long lasting thing. And I think I proved it. You cover the seams. That was a recipe for success, and it worked.
QB, Paul, you got anything else to add?
Just congratulations once again. You totally exposed Sunday for what he is and the route concepts that he runs, and you did a great job. Hats off to you, Prime.
Thank you. Thank you.
Paulie, I want to ask you now. Sorry to cut you off, QB, but Paulie, I want to ask you, does Sunday keep the BG title?
You'll find out soon. You'll find out. There's an announcement coming in chat within the next 5 minutes. There's a post coming.
Okay.
Oh, Lord, help him. Oh, no, Sunday's a great player. All things considered, great player. Good top competition. He, tough first half. It was close, but hey, it's a four-quarter football game, and I learned that the hard way last time I played him.
Go for it, QB.
I got a question for you, Prime.
Yeah.
You 16 titles.
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely ridiculous. Every single one of them with your hometown Indianapolis Colts.
Yeah.
You're essentially on the clock for team selection. I know we've got almost a full month until that happens.
Yeah.
I know you've said and you've acted like you're flirting with the Kansas City Chiefs.
Mm-hmm.
Right now on the high that you're on, you're going back with the Colts next cycle, right?
What do you think? Is an elephant heavy? We're going to win 4, maybe 5, maybe 6, 7, 8 more with the Colts. It's going to be a Jacob Eason show. It's going to be T.Y. Hilton. Of course, I'm staying in Indianapolis. Everyone knows it. I might as well say it. Hey, I'm a Colts fan. I bleed blue, and it feels good when you win with your hometown team. There's nothing quite like it.
And mad respect for that, Prime. Great game.
So, guys, I appreciate the show you put on. I'll go back and check it out. Polly, QB, and Meats, I appreciate everybody for tuning in. I don't know how many guys are watching, but if you're still listening, thanks. Hey, goat it up, baby. Goat it up.
Thanks for joining us, Prime. Signing off for QB, for Paulie, for Prime, and the entire SML for Madden 20. Thanks again for watching. And as a reminder, SML Team Draft, less than 1 month away on September 5th coming up. All right, thanks, guys, for watching, and we will see you again.